Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chelsea, and if you're new around here, we like to do beauty related content on this channel. If that's something that you like, then please hit subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, then please click on the little bell and you'll be notified of every time that I upload. So today's video, we're having a little play with the new Beautybay Technidaze collection. So I picked up the pressed pigment palette, and this was only £10, such a bargain, and I love how bright this packaging is. Oh, actually my makeup actually kind of goes with it, doesn't it? And also got the aquabated eyeliner palette as well, really funky packaging, and the jelly lip oil. As you can see, we created this look, which was definitely a trust the process moment. So yeah, if you want to see how I got on creating this look and hearing my thoughts at the very end, then please stay tuned. So this is a pressed pigment palette, and it features 8 shades. So it says to experience the Technidaze with our 8-shade pressed pigment colour palette made using by Beautybay's iconic ultra blendable, buildable, pigmented matte and shimmer formula. The palette features all the experimental colours you need for your psychedelic festival looks. Apply the shades over a base for multi-dimensional looks that last all night long. So I've already got the Utopia palette, which was the one of this kind of palette before this one, if that makes sense. I still haven't got the pastel one, but to be honest, after looking at these shades, I don't know if I definitely need it. Out of these 8 colour palettes, this is the only one that features shimmers, I believe. But yeah, it is a beautiful colour palette. Definitely summer vibes, definitely fun, festival, rave, things like that, and as a great addition. And then we've got the Aqualiner palette, which features 5 shades in here. So we've got House, Ibiza, Beat, Utopia and Hype. This is my first Beautybay Aqualiner palette, so I'm very excited to try this. And it says each of the 5 ultra pigmented water activated shades can be mixed together to create your own custom shades for experimental liner looks that are going to get you noticed. You know what, I might actually do a TikTok playing around with the different shades and mixing them together just to see what we come up with, but I don't know if it will just turn into like a brown because they're quite bold colours. And then obviously we've got the jelly lip oil, which is a nourishing lip oil, jojoba and macadamia oil to smooth a sheer wash of glossy colour over the lips. This came in a set of 3 shades. I think they came out with a clear, a pinky and a kind of different colour. I can't remember. I'll pop a picture on the screen though. But I thought I don't need all 3. I just need the one, so I just picked up one, and this is what it looks like. So we're going to create this look now, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we've gone and done this eye already, and it's a very much, I think it's going to be a trust the process. Once I've done my lashes and done the rest of my makeup, I think it will look good. But yeah, it just looks a little bit messy at the moment, but you know, there's only so much you can do with these palettes alone. I feel like with other palettes it will be a lot easier, but as I'm just doing a review on these ones, we're only using these ones. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the PLOUISE base shade 2 as always. So I just pop a bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to go in with the PLOUISE 7071 brush, which is just like a large flat brush. I'm just going to apply that all over my lid and also bring it out a bit as well. You know what? I would have loved to have been able to go to like the 90s rave scene. Like, I love a rave now, but I don't think it'd be a patch on like the proper acid house raves back in the 90s. But unfortunately, I was just a child, as I was born in 93. So I'm still a 90s baby, but I don't think I really got to experience the proper 90s culture. Like, whereas if I was born in the 80s and I was a teen throughout the 90s, then I feel like that would have been my jam. Right, so that's all primed, and then I'm just going to go in with a Spectrum B03 brush, which is just like a flat one, and just pat it all in and make sure it's all blended seamlessly. So now in with the palette, it's dead simple, this look. As you can see, I've literally just washed colours all over my eyes. So I hope this lighting's okay. It's because it's like in the middle of the day, and usually I film at night, so I've only got my ring light, the backlight and my window, because I don't want to set up so many lights for during the day. But yeah, I hope it's okay. So I'm just going to go in with 1991, so this light purple here, and I'm just going to take a PLOUISE 121 brush, so just a large fluffy brush. It's like a cross between a periwinkle and purple, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to wish wash this through my crease and bring it out as well. These are kind of like the next one up from like pastel shades. I think they're not quite as bright as like Utopia, but they're not as pastel as the pastel ones. Let's zoom you in a bit. And then with another 121 PLOUISE brush, I'm going to go in to Daze, which is the hot pink shade here. And I'm just going to put that on the inner corner. And then we're going to go in with Kaleidoscope, so this purple shade here. Now, I tried to pick it up with the brush, and it didn't really pick up with the brush, to be honest, which is like a lot of the Beautybay shimmers. So it's best to apply with your finger, and I'm just going to... And this shimmer shade is lovely. But it's one of those ones that you're going to have to do your eyes first, because as you can see, the fallout is insane. And I'm just pressing that all on my lid, all up, everywhere. It's so pretty. And now back on my pink brush, I'm just going to go back into that pink. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on the outer edge. So it's like mixing that pink and purple together, which I think just looks really, really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I've wiped away all the purple underneath, because that's basically the top lid done. And now we're just going to apply some more base to my lower lash line, ready for the green. So with that same 7071 brush, and with the same Spectrum B03 brush. So then I'm going to go in to Spectrum, which is this beautiful green shade. Again on my finger, but just look at that. That looks stunning. And I'm just going to press that on my lower lash line. And as you can see, it does get everywhere. But we will tidy it up a bit. Press it right into the inner corner as well. So again, with my wipe, I'm just going to clean up, because obviously it's come out quite low. But then I'm just going to get another large fluffy brush. Again, it's a 121. I've got so many of these brushes. And we're going to go in to Acid. So this green shade, I wouldn't say that's quite an acid green. It's quite a pastely acid green, if that makes sense. Sweep it underneath, just to blend out that shimmer a little bit. And this is a great way to cover up my dark circles, I'm telling you. So you can be quite messy with it, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to go in with the PLOUISE Sexy Chili Paint. And I'm just going to take this on a liner brush. This is a PLOUISE 123 brush. And I'm just going to pop this into my waterline. I don't know if you can use water activated liners in your waterline, which is why I've used the PLOUISE one. Just for that extra something. Today was the wrong day to wear white, because I've literally just spilt that green paint all down my joggers. So we're going to use the activated liner palette. So this has actually got some really nice shades in it, but we're just going to use the shade IB first, so this peachy corally colour, obviously, as a liner. So I actually watched Claire Welch's, I think that's how you pronounce her name, her video, and she said about when she uses these activated liners, she uses this I think it's Sample Beauty, what is it, like a mixing liquid. So I don't have that one, but I do have the Peach and Cream pigment drops, which is like a kind of like a mixing liquid that you put with like pigments to make it a liner. And I thought this will probably work with this aqua liner palette. And it does. So get me venturing out with these aqua liner palettes since doing my Artitude Cosmetics video, because that liner palette is really good. If you've not seen that video, I will link it down below. But yeah, this is my first Beautybay aqua liner palette, because I thought, you know what, I'm obviously a pro now. I'm not. I'm far from, which is why it looks a bit messy. But, you know, we're practicing. And I've just coated my PLOUISE 125 brush, so just an angled brush. I find these a lot easier to work with than like an actual liner brush. But now I'm just going to stamp into the liner, so I'm not going to talk for this bit. And I've got that everywhere. So let me just go back in with the green and try and cover that bit up. So my thoughts on this palette, obviously I only use one shade, and I don't know if it's because I use the pigment mixing drops or what, but it's not like fully pigmented, like it just looks messy. I don't know if that's me or if that's the palette, so I'm gonna have to play around with it a bit more. I don't know, I'm not sold on that, if I'm honest. but I'm just going to pop on some mascara. So I'm just using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So that's that. So I'm just going to go ahead, pop on some lashes, do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be right back, and then we'll pop on the lip jelly oil thing that I got as well. So be right back. Okay, so we're back, finished our makeup. Well, I just got one finishing touch. So I actually got one of the Technidaze jelly lip oil. So it says it's nourishing lip oil with jojoba and macadamia oil to smooth a sheer wash of glossy colour over the lips. So this was just a clear one, to be fair, and it's a coconut and vanilla flavoured or scented. So yeah, as you can see, it's just clear. But I've actually already used this because I just wanted to try it, and you know me, I love a lip oil, and it is insane. It is such a nice hydrating formula. So I'm just gonna plonk this on top. There we go. A little does go a long way, which is why I wanted to put it onto my finger so I can control the amount that comes out. So this is the finished look. Let me know down below what you think. I told you, didn't I? I told you, once everything is all done, the makeup, the hair, I've got my kind of ravey top on, the look will come together. Yeah, I actually really like how this look has turned out. So thoughts on these items. First of all, the palette. The palette is very, very fun. I actually really like the colour story. Is a good addition to other palettes that are out there that you may already have. The shimmers are beautiful. The mattes are fine. The mattes are a lot lighter, I think, than what they are in the pan. I didn't play with these ones that much, so I might as well just swatch them all. So this is them all swatched on my hand. Obviously I didn't play with the yellow and the neon green, but yeah, the formula is your standard Beautybay formula. Everyone has grown to love them. They're really, really good pigmented eyeshadow brands. Yeah, so this is a pressed pigment formula. Therefore, you're going to get a lot of pigment. You could also get staining, especially with that hot pink, so just be wary of that. But yeah, all the shadows in this are beautiful, and it's just a great addition to other palettes. It's hard to use it by itself because obviously it doesn't have much depth or variety, but if you just fancy those bold colours or those beautiful shimmers, then obviously you can just one wash it over your lid or add it with a different palette. So the Aqualina palette, really, really beautiful colours in here. Obviously I didn't use them all, I only used Ibiza shades, so the orangey apricot one, and yeah, it's turned out quite good. It's easy to use. I just think, I don't know if it's me or if it's the palette, that it's not as pigmented. Like, it took a couple of coats for me to be able to build it up. This eye I can see is cracking a little bit compared to this eye, but I don't know if that's because I used quite a few layers on this eye, so I'm not too sure. But again, I'm just going to have to play around with it. But if you like Aqualinas and you know how to use them, then this is probably a good one for you. And plus they're very, very affordable considering you get 5 shades in the palette. So yeah, really good. And you know how I'm going to feel about this. I absolutely love lip oils, and I like the fact that this is slightly different, so it's like a jelly lip oil. I like the applicators. It is very 90s, which is what I do actually like, and I can control how much comes out, but it just feels so moisturising on the lips, and you just can't beat a clear lip oil because just pairing it on top of any lipstick or any lip liner like what I've got on today. I've put it on top of the Coloured Rain lip liner, so this Coloured Rain lip liner is in the shade Decadent, but I just popped it on top and it just gives it a nice glossy look to it. So yeah. Other products that I've got on my face, in case you're wondering, I've got the PLOUISE Lashes in Cue the Curl. I've got a Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundation. This is in the shade Sand. Really, really like this. This is my first time using this today, and my skin actually looks really nice. It looks like skin, but it looks nice, if that makes sense. Also, the ABH concealer. I've used the Kimchi Puff Puff Pass powder in the shade Banana. Too Faced Primed and Poreless Primer. What else have I used? The Made by Mitchell Black Track All Smudge No Budge, just to tighten my liner, as well as obviously you know that I use the P. Louise thing. And I use Doll Beauty Pro palette for my blush, powder, and blush, bronze, and highlight. Connor, I'm in the middle of filming. And I also use Freck as well for my faux freckles. So yeah, so that is it all done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe as well. Let me know your thoughts on this collection. It's definitely good summer vibes. And yeah, and let me know if you picked it up yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you in the next video. Bye!